it is imperative for us to build students of character that meet the demands of business and industry.
Welcome to another episode of the Communities of Character podcast. I'm Jennifer Hogan, and I can't wait for you to hear from today's guest, Christy Amick. Christy is the principal of Chickasaw Elementary School, which is a part of Chickasaw City Schools near Mobile, Alabama. She graduated from the University of Mobile with a bachelor's degree in early childhood and elementary education and earned her master's degree in educational leadership from the University of South Alabama. Under Christy's leadership, Chickasaw Elementary has increased its score by 17 points on the Alabama State Department's report card since 2016, and Chickasaw Elementary School has been recognized as a model site for Alabama safe and civil schools and was named a banner school by the Council for Leaders in Alabama Schools. In 2022, Christy was named the Alabama National Distinguished Principal for her district. She's a tremendous leader who is doing wonderful things in her school. So prepare yourself for another episode of the Communities of Character podcast with our special guest, Christy Amick. Hello, Christy. Welcome to the podcast.
Hey, Jennifer. Good morning.
Good morning. I am so excited about this conversation today. Today, we're going to talk about how a school develops character through a comprehensive and intentional approach where all aspects of schools are viewed as opportunity for character development. And I'm just so excited to talk to you, Christy. We met on an online principal network meeting, and I heard the things that you were saying, and I knew that I needed to get you on the podcast. So just for our listeners and for me, and would you share how you got involved in character education and what it means to you to be the principal in a school where there's a strong focus on character?
Yes, ma'am. We and our school district, which is Chickasaw City Schools, we're just a stone's throw from Mobile County Public Schools. In fact, our city, Chickasaw, is in Mobile County. We just are our own city school system. In 2016, we applied for a grant called Safe and Civil Schools. We were a very new district, and there were a lot of things going right, but some things that we definitely were able to improve upon. We had a very high suspension rate, and not in a positive way. Not that that would ever be a positive, but particularly an over-identification of special education students, African American males, was very high on that list of suspension. So we had to do something. We knew we did and we wanted to, but also, identified through the state as needing to make a change in a positive direction. So since 2016, we have gone through a lot of years of professional development with Safe and Civil Schools, and other programs have come on board since then. Another one that has been very meaningful to us is the National Institute for Excellence in Teaching, NIET. We had Dr. Tad Savage, who would come at least twice a year and meet with us as district leaders, as local school leaders, and talk to us about different things in which we could continue that character education development. And through that, he led us to character.org. And reading through the 11 principles of character.org, those are very attainable, very powerful, and things that can make a difference for our staff, our students, and their families, and the community at large.
When we were on that principal network together, you had talked about some of those different programs that your school had been a part of. Could you talk about why you've done several different ones?
Absolutely. As employees or teachers, as we have shifted over the years, as you get younger teachers in or you get new groups of teachers in, that's a really good reason to continue your focus on different things. For example, we have been a safe in school since 2016, but as teachers have turned over, they weren't in that initial implementation. So it's hard to grab on to something that you really haven't been a part of. So as we have shifted to the different uh, models, really character education and its focus has not changed.
Mhm.
It may be that we've gone from safe and civil schools all the way to the Hope Academy Institute, but the basis is character.
Mhm.
And it's something that the staff can grab onto because they're at that ground level of implementing something.
I like the way you've shared that. At Hope Institute, they say character is the plate. It's not one more thing to add to your plate. And it sounds like your school has a true culture of character. So, would you share with our listeners, in your experience as a school leader, like how has your work and your focus shifted since you started working with the 11 Principles Framework and with Hope Institute at the Hope Leadership Academy?
It keeps me as the leader very conscientious that if we don't have the foundation of character development, we're really not going to make any progress in any other direction. With building character development, we're engaging students, we're making students feel safe, we're making them have a sense of belonging. That's going to impact our attendance. It's going to increase our attendance and decrease chronic absenteeism. There's also incentives that go along with that, but it's more about the way we make our students and their families feel that they are welcome, that they are alongside us, and it's not school versus family. We also have seen quite an increase in our academics since 2016 and the different character education models that we have been implementing. We have raised our state report card 17 points
Wow.
since 2016. So, if nothing else, to get people to believe in character education, if you're just solely focused on academics, that's something to definitely focus on.
That's an incredible testimony. Well, your entire district focuses on character, and actually, your district was named a 2023 Promising Practice recipient at the National Forum. It was the 30th anniversary this past November in Washington, D.C. So, would you talk about your district's focus? What does that look like? How does that work across an entire district? And just describe it, as you see it in your district.
So, our district, we focus on preparing students for the day after graduation. It is imperative for us to build students of character that meet the demands of business and industry. As we meet with different businesses in our area, there are several things that they want to see of students that they are hiring. One is people who will show up to work every day on time. Of course, be able to pass the drug screen, be able to do the basic math and reading functions that go along with that. All of that, we have to meet that basis of knowing why this is important for post-secondary employable citizens who will do all of the things that business and industry are asking of us.
I love that you said we prepare them for the day after graduation. I love that, and it's so true that it takes that concerted effort across all of the schools in a district to prepare those graduates. Would you share some success stories or examples of students demonstrating positive character trait as a result of your school's efforts?
Absolutely. Our school also has a mentoring program. It's called Check In and Check Out. And we have, I would say, 25 students. Depending on their grade level, they may go for 2 minutes every morning and 2 minutes every afternoon to someone other than their homeroom teacher, someone different in the building, to build a positive relationship. It's checking in on how they're doing, how their family's doing, looking at their grades, looking at their behavior chart. The older students, they check in twice a week. So we received a new to us student last school year. He came in from a larger district, and he has shown such growth and such success. He is a part of our check in, check out system. He has been for 2 years. Um, I won't say he was in trouble a lot, but I definitely knew his name, probably the second day he hit the school. So, as leaders, we sometimes have those students, and now I know his name in such a positive way.
Mhm.
He has been named our student of the month. He is not afraid to ask for us to come to his different sporting events that he's involved with in the community. He's had our school resource officer, his bus driver, the paraprofessional who rides on the bus with him, all at his sporting events. In fact, when he was named the student of the month recently, our attendance clerk, who is his mentor, and her husband came to cheer him on at that recognition, as well as one of his teachers. So, based on all of the different things that we are implementing, and our school core values is pride, with all of those, he has certainly risen and grown. And he is going to just be an amazing citizen, at which he is now. But when he grows, he is going to be very powerful in the community.
What a great example. And I'm sure that you have plenty of stories like that.
I
Um,
do. I have, if you have a moment, I'd like to share a second one.
Absolutely.
We have a student who we have had since he was very early on in elementary school. He was on a path to expulsion. And in an elementary school, if anybody's listening, they're probably gasping, going, oh my goodness, how is that even possible? Well, it's possible. He was not on a good path. Lots of meetings with parents, lots of different interventions taking place, lots of different outside resources trying to help. He eventually did withdraw and go to another school for a brief period of time and has come back to us. And this student is the reason we have started a new program at our school. Actually, it's not a new program, it's an old program with a new twist. It's our after school athletic program. He actually wrote pages upon pages of how we could implement basketball and cheer. And his focus was basketball for the boys, cheer for the girls. That's just not exactly how it is. We do have girls who play basketball. But he took it upon himself to research and what a difference it would make for students. He outlined they had to have good grades, they couldn't be suspended, they couldn't be an in school suspension. He set forth all of the parameters. He has not been in the office at all this school year, except for meeting with the leader of this community program and helping to shape and form, having parents come into the building for these athletics.
I love that story. That's amazing. And what a testament to what y'all are doing in your school. Kudos to you, and especially for having him to feel like that he could even share a proposal like that and do the research, and then you acted upon it. So that's really really a neat story. You mentioned bringing parents into the building, and so let's shift our gears a little bit here. Talk about how you involve parents and even the broader community to reinforce character development in your school.
That is something with being a Title I school that's always been at the forefront, at least trying to get parents into the building once a month. Of course, we've had a period of time in the last recent time of where we couldn't have that as possible as it was, but it's still important to have those connections. So this year, our federal programs director worked with another individual at the Mobile Area Education Foundation, and they wrote a community school grant. So, as a district, we have been able to employ more people where their focus is the community. We have someone who solely focuses on what can we do as a school and as a district to help support our community and make our parents feel welcome as they come in. So we really try at least once a month to get parents into the building and engaged in some way. I did allude to our junior athletic program. We have kindergarten through sixth graders who cheer. Parents are the ones who lead those cheer teams, not staff members. We have community members who lead the basketball players, kindergarten through sixth grade. We have community members who run the basketball games. That's something that's just started. And we got a little nervous one night this week that we may be going over the fire code because there were so many family members there supporting students in such a positive way. Um, really cheering on the students. But it's not just for athletics, it's also for academics. We have honor ceremonies. We every quarter we honor students in some way who have those academic achievements. We encourage parents to get involved in any way in which they can, in which they're comfortable.
That is very exciting. I'm really thinking about school leaders who are just starting out on their journey because you've shared so much. And I know it doesn't happen overnight, and this is something that is a process. So, to encourage our school leaders who are just starting on that journey to building that culture of character in their schools, what advice would you give to them?
Well, I don't wanna make it sound like the doors are a revolving door of people coming into the building. I don't wanna give that impression. Instruction is at the forefront. We're not opening the doors where instruction is being interrupted. We're not making announcements in all calls and whatnot, but really thinking as a leader as to how you can set parameters where you have positive interactions, positive involvement. It takes a lot of pre-planning, a lot of pre-thinking, and a lot of setting those parameters so everybody is on an even playing field and showing their best character in every situation. And I do encourage if there's anyone who's listening to this, I'd be more than happy to meet or speak or email back and forth and bounce ideas with anyone who might be thinking about how do I get my community and my parents more involved.
That's wonderful. Would you share some of the best ways for listeners to engage with you? Would that be through social media? Would that be through email? I'll definitely put your information in our show notes, but what's a good way for listeners to engage with you?
The best way is through email, and I guess I'm showing my age a little bit with that. I don't have the Twitter and all of those good things. Now, if I need to do that, I'll be more than happy to. But email really is the best. Of course, our school phone number can be shared, and anyone can give me a call. But I do the best with typed interactions.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I'll be sure to put that in our show notes. And Christy, I just thank you for your leadership and the amazing work that you're doing in your school. You're partnering with your parents, your community, with that focus on building character in your students in your elementary school. And I'm just so happy that you're now part of our podcast family. Listeners, if you're hearing this message, you've listened to this episode all the way to the end. And for that, I'm grateful. Until next time, take care. Thanks for listening to the Communities of Character podcast. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, please share it with others and post about it on social media or leave a rating and review. Thanks again and take care.